Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a DIY Dollar Tree farmhouse carrots. We're going to use the carrots from this jump rope, get as many as you want, as well as these mini carrots. They're a candy. You get an 8-pack all from the Dollar Tree. This onion grass we're going to use, or any type of grass that you prefer, or leaves even. And we're going to use some of the homemade chalk paint. I'm going to leave the link to the tutorial in the description box down below. We're also going to use some jute string as an option. So I'm going to show you the jute string option as well as the grass option. And then you're going to need your gluing device as well as your cutting device. Okay, so let's get started. Now I did notice that the jump ropes are more readily available than the cute little burlap carrots that they actually came out with this year. So I have more tutorials to do with carrots. This is just, these two are very similar, so I put them together. So the first thing we want to do is we want to cut the rope off. I'm keeping the rope because there's lots of tutorials that I'm sure that I can come up with that I could use rope, or projects around the house that I could use the piece of rope for. But once you do, the little knot that keeps the handles on is going to fall inside the carrot, and that's fine. We don't need that. And as far as the candy is concerned, I'm going to just show you how to do 2 of them, and we poured the candy out into, just throw it in the garbage or save it into a Ziploc bag or a jar or whatever. You give it to your kids or whatever, you know. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to paint them. So I showed you all how to make this chalk paint. It's so simple and inexpensive. And I'm going to leave the, like I said, the instructions down below. But if you have chalk paint or whatever, we're just going to paint it. So now my tips for painting these carrots is I'm going with the, these carrots have grooves in them to make them look more realistic. And you want to paint in that direction first because you want to make sure that you get paint inside all of those grooves. I've stuck the small carrots in mechanical pencils and set them into this little terracotta pot to dry. And now I'm repeating with the big carrots the same thing. And then after I go with the circumference of the carrot, then I'm going to go back over and with a little extra paint and go in the other direction just to give it more more presence, more thickness, more substantial paint on there, I feel like. Plus it adds to the texture of the carrot, which kind of makes it feel more rustic and homemade as well. Now technically you all know that a white carrot is a parsnip. No, not really, but parsnips do look like white carrots, so I wasn't sure if I'd call them carrots or parsnips, but I figured these would be cute for spring and Easter, so they would be cute as carrots. Now, I saw these on Pinterest last year. Couldn't find the jump rope after I saw them on Pinterest last year. And then I found the jump rope this year, and then I saw Catherine from Do It on a Dime actually do these. So I want to give her credit and props as well. But if you've been around for a while, you know I was trying to find these carrots last year to do this tutorial. But I just thought I'd take it a step further by giving you 2 options with the different colors. So we made like a burlap colored, natural colored carrot as well as a white carrot. And then I'm going to show you 2 toppers too to make it also a little different. So once I took the big carrot, I stuck it in a longer pencil. You could stick it in a skewer if you have, or chopsticks or any of that, and I'm setting it in a jar of beads off to the side just so it could stand upright while it dries. So that's the key, is you want to make sure that it can stand up and dry so you don't have to worry about the paint getting messed up. If you cannot come up with something to help you do that, just paint half the carrot until it dries and then roll it over and paint the other half of the carrot. Okay, that's the really easy way to do it if you can't set up a device to help it dry. And now we're going to do the other 2. We're going to do a small one and a big one in white, just to show you the 2 different options. I just thought they look so adorable together with the white and the natural. Because carrots themselves will come in varieties of oranges, like different color oranges, or you can get red carrots in real life, or purple carrots, I think they're called. So, you know, to go with this this feel of this homemade, this farmhouse feel, we just continued as well. All right, and then I'm going to repeat with the big carrot, and just like before, we're going to go with the circumference of the carrot to fill in all the grooves, and then we're going to go back over it long ways to add some extra coating. Now this paint paints really well on plastic. It didn't beat up, which I was kind of expecting it to do at first, but it didn't. It held up really nicely. So then I'm going to go long ways, and you want to, you know, make sure you don't leave big blobs of paint anywhere. You want to make a nice smooth coat, but the texture of the brush is really very farmhouse feeling, so that's what I wanted to make sure we went with that. And then I've stuck this on a new pencil, just a pencil pack that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree, those decorative pencils or whatever. And I'm using that to not only to have the carrot dry that way, but to also hold it while I paint the bottom. And I wanted to paint the green tip. Even though I'm going to cover it with jute in a few minutes, I still wanted to cover it. I figured covering it with jute would make it look white and not green. And if, I'm sorry, covering it with paint would make it look white and not green. And if the jute slipped, it would be less noticeable than the green. Okay. So now I've waited about 4 hours, and then everything's dry. It really didn't take that long, but I just waited 4 hours. It might have been dried at 2, who knows. But you check yours, okay? And then I want to show you, I was coming up with a couple of different, I was thinking about a couple of different carrot toppers. But I had seen one of you all had shared with me some homemade carrots made out of paper. And I said on the live stream, I don't remember who it was. So if it was you, please leave your name in the comments down below and tell me when you shared it with me. Because I went back into all my email and social media and messages and everywhere, and I can't find it because I totally wanted to teach that for everybody, just to make, because not everybody can find these carrots. And the person or the tutorial that I'm talking about, the carrots were made out of newspaper and packing tape, and it was really cool, and I wanted to share it with you guys, but I wanted to give credit where credit was due. So what I've done is I've taken this grass, and the grass on this leaf is actually in bunches. This bunch is already with floral tape down below. So I just pulled bunches off of the big stem. And I'm just, for the big carrot, I went from where it was floral taped, I put it in the carrot to see how long I wanted to go past that, and then I cut it off, the extra skinny parts off the top, on a diagonal. And I knew I was going to use the skinny parts for the little carrot. But you do what you want to do. I just wanted to let you know that hot glue and this grass will melt. I tried originally to just glue it into the little carrot, and it just bent and melt and shriveled all up. So the hot glue will work on the fat parts of the grass down below, but not the skinny parts at the top. Okay. So I've cut it at an angle. I've just pinched it flat with my fingers, and I've cut up one side on an angle, and I've cut up the other side on the angle, just to make them all more natural feeling. And then I've stuck a bit of hot glue on the end, and then shoved it down into the carrot. And then once I have it in there and it's dry, I added some glue to around the opening, and then I fluffed it up with my fingers a little bit later. So the one thing I wanted to just to show you, and this is completely optional, you can put way more grass in there. You can put some faux leaves off of some florals that you have. Carrots technically have leaves, not grass, but you know, whatever you feel like you want to do. But what I did was cute with the grass, but I wanted to fill in the hole a little bit. So I added some hot glue, and now I'm wrapping that opening closed with some jute. Okay, just some hot glue with some jute, and I started on the carrot and went up towards the grass. And like I said, this is entirely optional. You know what would be really cute, and I thought about it, if you had like some really cute buttons, and then you could put the grass through the holes in the buttons. Oh my gosh, that would be really cute too. But just some ideas for you guys, you know. And how rustic do you want your carrot to look? When we did the primitive candy canes at Christmas time, and we wrapped them in some different fabrics, that would also be cute. Before the carrots came out, the burlap carrots came out, I'm sorry, not burlap carrots. I think they called them jute carrots. I don't remember. But Dollar Tree had some carrots that are wrapped in orange jute that they're selling that are like, not the Holy Grail, but they're like the unicorn of the Easter decor. You just can't find them. You know they exist, but you can't find them. They're out this year, but before that we were going to wrap a carrot in jute, and that's one of the things I wanted to show you, and I still might. I wanted to wrap the paper carrot in jute, but I can't find out who's selling it. I mean, who made it. So the other topper is this jute topper. So I've taken 4 fingers and I've wrapped the jute around 4 fingers. I wrapped them around 5 or 6 times. It really depends on how fluffy of a top you want. And then I've taken it off my fingers and taken a piece, continued to wrap the very end of it. And then I tied the beginning and the end into a knot. And that's not necessarily, you can just glue it. And then I've stuffed the knot inside the carrot with some glue so it can hold there. And then I've wrapped that hole around with jute as well. Be careful when you're wrapping with the jute. You know, you can always burn your fingers, but just be careful. So I thought that the jute topper would look really cute, like a loopy, leafy type of thing. And I thought I just really liked the way it looked. So it's really cute, I think. I'm sorry. You tell me. I think it looks very more homemade than the one that's got the grass. Duh. So when it comes to little carrots, the only reason I'm showing you opposing colors is just so you could see how it looks. The burlap colored carrot with the jute and the white carrot with the leaves, just to show you the comparison. So the white carrot with the leaves, or the little carrot with the leaves, I should say, I've taken those little thin tops of the grass that we cut off before, and I've not wrapped some glue around the bottoms. Like I said, the glue melted the thin parts at the top of the carrot and made them shrivel up. But when I bunched it all together and glued on the fat part of the grass, it didn't melt it. And then I was able to put a big dollop of hot glue in the hole and glue the stem in there. And then I wrapped the top of these carrots in the jute as well. And these carrots actually have threads on the top from when they're little, when the little candy holder top part was on there, which, by the way, we threw out. I didn't even mention that before. So it's easier to wrap these. You could see it just goes right around the threads and up to the grass or the jute. Okay. And, you know, like I said, it would look really cute with leaves. I was contemplating taking some of leaves that were existing and cutting like carrot-shaped leaves out of them, or just used short and squatty ones. But I wanted to be able to give you something you guys could get your hands on more readily available, you know, than making your own leaves and stuff. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a little loop, which when I did this, I think I wrapped it just around 2 fingers to get all of the loops around 2 fingers. And then instead of tying the end with this one, I just wrapped it and glued it to make sort of a bigger knot to fit inside the carrot. And I actually made it a little too big, but that was okay. It actually stuffed some hot glue in there, and I squeezed it in that carrot real cool. And then I wrapped the top around real nice, and that's it. That's all of them. So I also wanted to tell you that these carrots would look really cute draped as a garland or on a garland. I think they'd be really cute. So that's it. Hopefully you like this video. You give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. I'm also going to link Catherine's video in the comments down below so that you can check out how she did her DIY. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. So as always, take care. God bless. See you next time. Bye.